Good evening, everybody. Johnny Cyril from Acorn Wealth Corp. It is Monday night and it is executive summary time. So, HYG, the smart money, continues to consolidate in an upward channel. So we're looking like the smart money is continuing to opt for safety on the sidelines at the moment. Both the channel and the way the money flow is performing both indicates consolidation, but obviously we know that upward channels usually revert to the downside. Let's flip over and have a look at the S&P 500. We're still just sitting on that little head and shoulders that we've been talking about for quite a while, just waiting for the breakdown. Volume very, very light as we kind of sit on the support here and testing underneath the moving averages. Just waiting for that break of 2040, and that could be the exciting turn. Now, of course, we have open range at the end of this week, so perhaps they'll try and hold it here or around this level until open range resets. And then, of course, we get about a week and 2 days, well, really a week and 1 day after American long weekend for that open range to play out. So everything's holding well. What I thought was interesting is if you look at the money flow in the S&P 500, it is still moving downwards. But what tells a very different story in terms of looking at one of the indexes is taking a look at the Dow Jones transport averages. Have a look, same kind of sideways movement on the Dow Jones transports, but you'll see that the exodus on the money flow is much sharper. So of course, that is something well worth noting as we go into these following days. Of course, that's of course one of the main reasons why Canadian Pacific CP was one of our favourite shorts here just the other day. Now, we were looking for a break of the 135 area as the indication of the breakdown. Now, we've had that. I'd be looking, in terms of the options though, looking at the September expiration. I'd be looking at the 125 puts, which are $4.10. And the spread is about 410 by 440. So those are the ones I'd be looking at there. And that would be on the put side. Okay, so there's CP. In terms of a target, I think this could get down at least to 120, possibly lower. So that's how that'll obviously put, if it gets down there, that'll obviously put it in the money. Okay, let's have a look at a couple of my other favourites from the shortlist that have been moving today. Chef, obviously one of the newer ones, that's continued to drop. It's down now from 16.55 to 15.59, so had a good drop. We need to break support here, and this one should continue lower. Money flow continuing out on this one, obviously, and we're starting to test that support with a very weak bounce both yesterday and today, with the candles consolidating, not closing in the bottom half of the range both days. Let's have a look at DLPH, another one of my favourites, and a newer one as well. DLPH, beautiful movement, just hasn't been able to break the resistance. This one continues down as well, and great movement. Looking at DLPH, of course, let's have a quick look at that one. Yeah, we were looking at the $62.50 August puts, which were $2 when we alerted you to that. This one, the entry criteria was a break of $70. Obviously, we've hit that, and again, money flow making lower lows, even though price really hasn't changed that much. Next, GBX. Just about to break. GBX is obviously one that we were looking at the September $25 puts, which were $2.30 when we first looked at it. It hasn't broken yet, and again, it possibly might break tomorrow, but we'll just wait and see. But that, just like DLPH, is holding underneath the resistance nicely. So again, waiting for the break on that one. And the last on the short criteria. Oh, no, second last, ZUMZ. We can see beautiful movement here. This is obviously one we've been short for quite a while. ZUMZ is just dropping away. We do have quite a few potentials on the list, and I just think that this one has been a wonderful performer ever since we found it back when it broke through down underneath 18. ZUMZ, we will, of course, a break of 1860 was actually the entry criteria. So down at 1461, you can't ask for much better performance than that so far. Looking at the first target has already been hit. That was 1420. We'll just have a quick look here. No, just barely missed it. 1423 is our target criteria. I actually update that. The first target, I actually look at if it continues to break strongly tomorrow, I wouldn't worry too much. But we'll have a look after tomorrow. We obviously want to see it break the low here of 1440. The low yesterday was 1438, so it has slightly broken it, closing in the bottom half of the range. This will probably just keep pushing through, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. Obviously, our second exit criteria is 1187, but so far so good. That's over a $4 drop, so over 20% move on the stock, and the options have soared. So again, we were looking at the May $20 puts, which were 220, and now up from 225 now to 525, which is terrific. The 1750 puts, which we picked at 90 cents, are now up to $3. So awesome performance on both of those. Obviously, we're going to need to probably take profits on those anyway at these levels and roll out into looking at the Junes. And if we go into the Junes or even August, I'd be looking at obviously the possibly the $15 June puts, which are currently $1.32. Not a lot of open interest on those though. Let's have a quick look at the August. Yeah, August a bit better. Just slightly, but yeah, I'd look at maybe the August $15 puts, which are 170. But I had no problem getting in, and there's the bid and the ask haven't been too bad to trade within, so I'm not too worried about that on this on these options. And so the last one is Goodyear Tire. I'm really impressed with how this one is moving. All of these, most of these I own puts in. ZUMZ, certainly GT. I forget the earlier ones there. But GT, really looking good. It's now taken on the momentum mode of the market, and as you can see, macro head and shoulders pattern that's dropped sharply underneath the moving averages now, and this is looking really good. Has had no lift in its movement at all, and just keeps closing at lower and lower lows in the candle with these kind of sharp the sharp spikes sitting on top. So this is exactly what you want. Now, of course, we hold the October $28 puts at the moment on these, and I expect this to get down to our target, hopefully, of $21.33, which is our second target, but should at least hit our first target of $26.93. Okay, so that is it for tonight's summary. The only one on my long list for tomorrow is CLDX as a watch. This was my favorite long potential, which is just kind of starting to breach through the moving averages. If this breaks, could be very interesting, but it's just at that kind of test point, so we'll have to wait and see. But that would be the only long potential, and that could be explosive. So if you're a short-term trader and you see it break through that, let's have a look here. The close was 385. Yeah, so if we want to see it break through basically 395, that could be the entry criteria, and that could have a quick move up to about 473. So that would be one long potential trade that could be worth a go. If we break through that resistance area there at 395, break through that, we could have a very quick 80-cent rally, which is about 20%. So eyes on that one as a possible long tomorrow. Okay, so and if you're not a fully fledged gold member, this is where all the action's at. Make sure you take a trial of our services for only $9, and that's $9 for a full month of these alerts, and hopefully you should be able to easily make that. You just have to sacrifice 1 cup of Starbucks coffee, and you pay for the month subscription. You can do so at acornwealthcorp.com/gold, and I look forward to seeing you in the next summary. Take care. Have a wonderful night.